Hello guys, this is going to be a more advanced project for the more advanced programmers, and today I'm going to build a word counter program. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get right into it. Okay, so here we go. Let's start. First, we are gonna declare doctype HTML, which tells the computer that this is an HTML file. Then HTML language is gonna be English. Let's make a head section. We're gonna make meta, charset is UTF-8, and its name equals viewport. Content equals width equals device dash width, and initial scale equals 1.0. Alright, and then we are going to link a style sheet with the relationship style sheet, and the href is gonna be style.css. Alright. Then let's add a title, word counter program. There we go. And we are done with the head section. Let's go on to the body like this. And first we're gonna create a div with the class of container, and let's add an h1 element, word counter program. Alright, then I'm gonna create a text area with the ID of text dash input, and placeholder equals enter your text here, ... and then there we go. Alright, so what do we have now? It looks like this. We can enter something here. Alright. Now, after the text area, I'm gonna keep it on a single line. Anyways, we are gonna make a new div. And that's actually gonna be here. So this is going to be called controls. Alright, and then there's gonna be a div ID is gonna be word dash count, and words :0. A div with the ID of char count, standing for character count, and characters 0 for the beginning. Div ID equals paracount, paragraphs :0, and then input type is going to be a number type. ID is gonna be a char limit, character limit. Placeholder is gonna be character limit. Okay, then button with the ID of count dash button, and it will say count, and another button with the clear dash button ID, and it will say clear. Okay, and then we're gonna get out of a few div sections, and we're gonna put our JavaScript over here. Script source equals index.js. Alright, so now we have the HTML completed. Let's go on and style this program. First, let's start with, I would say, probably the container or the body I'm gonna actually hide those files. Alright, so let's start with the body. We're gonna make font family to Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. Margin is gonna be 0 by original because the elements do have some margin and padding by default. And background color is gonna be something gray. Okay, that's a slightly gray color. Then there's going to be the container. This is the first. The max width, let's say 600 pixels. I want to also see the background color for that. Okay, there's our container. Let's set margin to be 0 auto. It will center the program. Padding 20 pixels. Add some space to the inside. Let's make this FFF. There we go. Then let's add a box dash shadow. Colon 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 10 pixels, and then RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.1. Alright, and border radius is gonna be 5 pixels, just to smooth the corners, and margin dash top, let's say 20 pixels. Yeah, it looks good. Alright. Then I'm gonna style my h1 element, which I don't remember putting a ID or class. Yeah, it doesn't have anything. Let's style it this way. So when you have only one h1 element, you can just style it straight away. So text align center. Now the main text is aligned, and color will be hashtag 333. There's a slight change, honestly nothing. Alright, then text area, that was one of our elements. We will have to yeah, there's an ID, but I can also use just the element itself. So let's set the width to be 100%. There we go. Now you can see the text box is getting larger. Height is gonna be 150, and margin dash bottom is gonna be 10 pixels. Alright, it's not as cramped anymore. Then there's going to be padding of 10 pixels, and border, I'm gonna add a border 1 pixel solid CCC. And border radius is gonna be 5 pixels, and then resize none. So now this cannot be resized anymore. And I'm gonna add a little bit of margin to the margin dash right 10 pixels. Okay, the text box is going a little bit. Let's make the container. Oh yeah, but the width is 100%. Let's make it 90. Looks better. 95. That looks good. Alright. So I can remove the margin right element or thing from here. Then let's go to dot controls, and the controls are going to be this div, which holds all of these. So let's style this one. I gotta scroll down. First we will make it a flex box, display flex. As you guys can see, they are all flexed now. Flex dash wrap will be wrap, and let's justify content space between. It will make them have an equal amount of space. Then let's align items center. It will do the vertical alignment. And then let's select char limit let's make the width to 80 pixels. There we go. Let's select our buttons. Padding 8 pixels by 16 pixels. Okay, buttons are starting to look better. Background color hashtag 333. And color is gonna be FFF. There we go. Remove the border at the border radius of 5 pixels. Cursor is gonna be a pointer when we hover. There we go. And then margin desktop 10 pixels. Then when we hover over the button, I want the background color to go or change the color a little bit, so we'll use a pseudo class hover. Oh, there we go. It's suggesting me to use 555. That's not good. There's no difference. Alright. Let's make it to 50. I gotta remove that dot. Alright. Let's put it to 30. Alright, there's a clear change. And then let's add a button colon active. So when I click on the button, it's going to flash momentarily. So look at this. Wonderful. Alright. And then let's take the highlight, which is gonna be right. I have made this program someday, but I can't remember all the things I made. I think I used the highlight for JavaScript as an add list item. So let's set this to say margin dash top 20 pixels. Alright, and we can continue down. So the buttons work well, the numbers work, and the text work, and resize is not possible. Alright, let's go to here and take our input element. The type is text. There we go. And there we go. Width 200 pixels. Padding 8 pixels. Actually 5 could be better. And then border is gonna be 1 pixel solid CCC, and then there's going to be border radius. That's gonna be 5 pixels, and margin dash right 10 pixels. Then highlight dash button background dash color. Let's use F2A154. Yeah, that's a oranges color. And color colon hashtag FFF semicolon. There we go. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to do that. Alright. Let's go down and highlight button, hover, pseudo class, background as color. Let's make this an HSL value. Let's copy that. Alright, and let's make it 10% darker, and color Actually, let's not set that, at least not yet. Then highlighted, yes, there we go. Background color yellow, let's say, and font weight bold. Alright, that should be all the CSS that we are gonna need for now. Right now I'm gonna go and start the JavaScript. This one is gonna be the most difficult part, so yeah. Anyways, we gotta get some elements. So let's go to index. We gotta get the text input. This is gonna be the first one. So HTML element references. I'm gonna leave myself a comment. So let's const text input equals document dot get element by ID, and the ID's name was text dash input. Okay, so this way we are basically importing our HTML elements to JavaScript. Then we gotta get the word count. So const word count equals document.getElement by ID word count. Const char count equals document get element by ID char count. There we go. We got the word count, char count, then there is the par count. Then there's count button and clear button. Alright, so let's get the para count equals document get element by ID para count. Then const count button equals document get element by ID count dash button. Const clear button equals document dot get element by ID clear button. And we're still gonna need a few elements, so they're gonna be right over here. One is going to be the char limit, highlight button, and highlight word. Alright, so let's const a char limit input equals document dot get element by ID char limit. So it will take, wait, did I add that? Char dash limit. Yes, I did. It will take the ID of this one right over here. Alright, and then const highlight button. This doesn't exist on the page yet. Document.getElement by ID highlight dash button, and const highlight word input document get element by ID highlight word. There we go, we have all our HTML element references. Then let's add an event listener to the count button. So count button that add event listener, we're gonna listen for a click event, and then there's gonna be function count words. Now the function doesn't exist yet, but it will. Then clear button dot add event listener, we are once again listening for a click, and there will be clear text function that doesn't exist yet neither. Highlight button dot add event listener, click, and highlight words. There we go. So we gotta make all these functions. Alright, let's name this check character limit. We gotta create all these functions. Alright, so here we are now, and let's go create a function to save data before I create anything else. So it's already suggesting me local storage. Let's go with that. Local storage dot set item. The type is going to be text, and we're gonna take it from text input and the value of the text input box. Local storage dot set item words, and it's gonna be word count dot the text content. Local storage set item characters, and then that's gonna be char count dot text content, and local storage set item para count dot text content. There we go. Okay, now that we have the save data function, let's make a function to load data. There we go. Okay, it's already suggesting me a lot of stuff. I'm gonna get a sip of water. There we go. So, let's continue. First of all, we're gonna make a text input dot value. That's gonna be equal to local storage dot get item, and let's get the text. And we can also use the OR words colon 0. If there's not such a value as text in our local storage, it will set the words to be 0. Alright, then actually this should be an empty string. The text is always an empty string when loading in, but my word count and text content is going to be local storage get item, and we're gonna get words, and if that doesn't get found, words colon 0. Alright, then char count dot text content local storage get item chars, or let's set the characters to 0 if we don't find anything, and then para count dot text content equals local storage dot get item and paras, and if that doesn't exist, we'll make paragraphs colon 0. Alright, that's my function load data. Okay, now let's go to here, and now we're gonna create the function count words, which we see right over here. So we are not gonna have any parameters, but we are gonna make a text. It's gonna be text input dot value. Then we are gonna make a constant for words. Oh man, this is helping me way too much. It all comes back. Anyways, actually we're not gonna use trim, we're gonna use split. Alright, that's hard to write, and there we go. Actually here, let's use the filter method. And word And let's use an arrow function. Word is strictly not equal to an empty string. Then const characters equals text dot length, and that needs to be a small character. There we go. And then we gotta make paragraphs, and that's gonna be equal to text. Actually, let's not end it over there. Let's add split. So we're creating a new line and filtering it para arrow function para.trim, and if it's not equal, strictly equal to an empty string, let's get the length property. Then word count.text content equals, I'm gonna use a template string, words colon placeholder words dot length. There we go. Character count dot text content equals characters colon, add a placeholder characters. So the characters is a variable and it's going to get to be displayed right over here. Then there's going to be paracount. It will equal paragraphs colon, add a placeholder paragraphs. There we go. And at the end of the function, I want to call the save data function. Okay. Right now I'm thinking a little bit. I should probably next do the clear text function, so let's go function clear text. Text input dot value equals an empty string, word count dot text content equals words 0, character count dot text content equals characters 0, and then there's gonna be paragraph count text content equals paragraphs 0, and save data. Alright, then let's make the highlight words function highlight words. We're not gonna have parameters on this one either. We're gonna make a some kind of alright, let's make a constant. It's gonna be text input dot value, then const word to highlight equals highlight word input dot value, const highlight at text equals text dot replace, and let's get on a new line. Let's make a new regexp and word to highlight gi. Then let's say use a template literal span class highlighted and dollar and at, and let's close the span element, and then we can add a a semicolon over here. Alright, then I'm gonna go to here, make a text input.inner HTML to highlighted text and save data. There we go. Now we can exit the function. Let's make a new function called check character limit. So, oh, whoops. Alright, I gotta go down. So we're gonna make a constant called char limit, and that equals the character input, but first we gotta make the character input into a number. So parse int and then char limit input that value. There we go. So this method will create a number instead of a string, because people's inputs are always in a string mode in JavaScript. Then let's make a constant text. That's gonna be text inputs value, and const characters equals the length of the text. Okay, let's run some if conditions. If character limit and characters are larger than character limit, we allow to continue. So character count dot style dot color equals red, and char counts text content will be add a placeholder characters placeholder characters, and let's say exceeding the limit. Alright, then we will make an else statement. Else we will do char count style color equals black, and char count text content equals template string characters colon placeholder characters. Alright, let's save the data, and then at line 100 I want to do window.add event listener. Let's listen for a load, and when it loads we will run the load data function. Comma expected, well, of course. Alright, let's see if there's any more errors. There doesn't seem to be. And let's see if this works. Let's enter like, this is my first project while explaining stuff. Okay. Count. Characters 52. 3 paragraphs, 10 words. Alright, let's clear. Let's say there are billions of stars in the universe. Count 44 characters, 4 paragraphs, 8 words. That's exactly correct. So yeah, this is an easy word counter program that you can do on your own in case you want to impress your friends and keep on learning. Anyways, have a wonderful day and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.